The New Orleans Saints made a waiver claim on somebody very familiar here in the state of Louisiana, someone who was a star player for the Kentwood Kangaroos.
Ooh, Kentwood.
Ended up at LSU. Certainly had some big moments, had some return scores in his career, and decided that he wanted to be more active and play more receiver. Goes to Nebraska, has some monster times there, and then goes to the Tampa Bay Bucks. He was a 6th-round pick in the 2023 draft, 6th-round pick by the Tampa Bay Bucks, and has a couple of nice, I think, moments. I think his rookie year, 39 catches, 385 yards, 3 touchdowns. Last year dipped a little bit, but now the New Orleans Saints have claimed Trey Palmer.
There we go.
It is a smart move because we were asking the question about what yesterday. With the receivers you had, with the way that they have not been able to stay healthy, who was going to be your returner? Who was going to be the guy that went back there? Because you cut, like, everybody that we thought potentially could be a returner, you moved on from that player. So you go and you claim Trey Palmer. Again, in his career, he's got 32 games played, 51 catches, 557 yards, 11 yards per catch, 4 touchdowns. He does have a long of 54 yards, but look, can he help you in the receiver game? Yeah. Is he better than the guys that you ended up playing last year? Absolutely, right? We call them the Uber drivers. He's not that. He's more than that, but I think you really get him because he's going to help you in the return game. I would be shocked if he's not. But again, I don't want Rashid Shaheed back there. He is too important to your offense, and I know the return game can be important, but with the new rules that they have in the kickoff, you can put somebody else back there because now it's a different type of blocking scheme. So I would fully expect Trey Palmer to be heavily involved in the return game.
Yeah, and you're right. I mean, it still doesn't answer like the question of who, but it gives you an option, right? It gives you an option right there that is in your building that you can pull up at any given week if you want that option. Yeah, Shaheed, I agree with you. I think there's going to be moments. I mean, this team isn't going to be this team's going to have to probably manufacture some field position. We call that like the kickoff return kind of is like that hidden yardage statistic. Manufacture maybe some sort of special teams touchdown, defensive touchdown to win some games. You're going to have to rely on that if you want to play better teams, better rosters. You have to have those moments. So I think that putting Shaheed back there every now and then for a return would be a smart move, and I think that's something you might see from the Saints and Kellen Moore putting him back there every now and then. Just try to get some sort of home run type of play, just some sort of momentum change or something, especially when you're playing a good team. I remember a lot of times you see when a backup quarterback's starting for the first time, you'll see a coach do a surprise onside kick.
Yeah.
You'll see some sort of trickery to steal a possession. That's what you're trying to do. You're trying to steal a possession away from the other team. And you see that when you don't think that your hand is quite as good as somebody else's hand. So you look for a way to improve your hand, get an extra card in there. So steal an extra possession. So that can be some sort of mindset for the return game with Shaheed because you know he's a dynamic athlete and you know that he does provide that. Now, with the odds so low that, returns for touchdowns happen so, not very often.
But it's about field position, yeah. I mean, you're not talking about go out there and score. I mean,
but sometimes
we ain't talking about Trendon Holiday back here.
Yeah, sometimes you got to steal. Like if he hadn't returned a kick all game and they score to go up at the end of the game, and you need a field goal, and it's 45 seconds left in the game.
Yeah,
maybe put him back there.
Yeah.
So I think just you'll see it strategically, see him back there, or maybe I don't know if I think that, but I think that's what they should do.
I would love to have Kendre Miller be the kickoff returner. I think now with the way the blocking rules are and the way that it's set up, it is conducive to what a running back skill set is. I think it's reading blocks almost like a kick out block on a power or a counter, and or a log block, and you got to bounce it. Like it's more conducive to running back skill set than I think receiver or DB. So we'll see what they end up doing there. But Trey's had some big moments. He's had some big catches. His rookie year was certainly better than his second year. Had some some issues staying healthy here and there, but nothing major. And so he is a player that I think is a good waiver claim. I think he adds to your receiver room. I think you make a trade, now you add a waiver claim, and I think your receiver room is much better than it was when you started camp. When I went out there, and it's like, man, if these two guys get hurt, you're in some real trouble. And you don't know what Brandon Cooks can give you either. He didn't have the best preseason, going back and watching the tape. So I think this is another kind of added protection, a little insurance on a receiver room that last year was decimated with injury, and you ended up playing guys that haven't played in the NFL in 2 years.
That's scary to think about, right?
Well, certainly if you're Spencer Rattler.
Certainly if you're Spencer Rattler and your top handful of pass catchers are out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty difficult to play quarterback in the National Football League.
That's why it's hard to grade him off last year.
Yeah, but that's why it's so important for these guys to stay healthy. And to your point of why they probably shouldn't and won't put Shaheed back there to return kicks, let's just take a couple more hits off of him per game.
Yeah.
It's so for this Saints team because there is talent. We have talented people on this roster. They can play football with the best of them. Our starting wide receivers and running backs, they could play for any team. But it's the people behind them. So it's all about that depth. So it's so valuable and important. And to this point in the season, which is we hadn't even played a game yet, but through preseason and training camp, the injury bug has already bitten the New Orleans Saints in the offensive line especially. But, we looked at the practice squad too. Our guy, Trayden Welch.
Yeah.
Signed to the practice squad.
Yep.
They
That was good to be able to get in there because I didn't know that
you didn't
they
think
would.
you would. Yeah, you didn't think you.
I did. I thought he'd get claimed.
Yeah, he made it past waiver, so we were able to sign him to the practice squad. So that practice squad, as of right now, is finalized. Practice squad's changed like weekly.
Yeah.
But
Daily,
a guy,
like.
the male model himself, Jake Hayner, practice squad, baby.
Oh, I thought you were going to give me Sam Hartman. And he said male model.
Yeah, he's kind of a male model. He doesn't even really have to try, though. Handsome fella.
Yeah.
Where's he going to end up? Or where did he end up?
Maybe he's on Washington's practice
He did, because
squad.
he got cut from Washington.
Yep.